Hi, this is a presentation on the tutorial assignment, ACTC, and this is about the population forecast of our hometowns. And my name is Jack.
My name
And
is Rachel.
yeah, and we did our population forecast on our hometowns. I am from Vancouver, BC, and she is from Shenzhen. Our population forecast is very similar, both in the past population models and the predictions. And here we can see the Shenzhen population model for the past model, and this is her formula, and I will let her explain.
Okay. So the basic structure of the functions we build is the same, and X stands for the number of years after the year of the initial data point, which in this model is 2003 for my model, and F of X stands for the population of a specific year. The population basically depends on the indigenous growth rate and the migrated population. Well, the growth rate is calculated by subtracting the death rate from the birth rate. Through comparison, we found that the similarity between the two models is like we both used net migration, birth rate, and death rate to construct the functions. Population models are similar due to both cities having a steady growth rate and linearly increasing net migration. Meanwhile, these two models are different in some aspects. The growth rate in Shenzhen is 5 times that of Vancouver, and the people who migrated to Shenzhen are roughly 4 times that of Vancouver.
Yeah, and we can see Vancouver's model here and the formula above. And as we said, we both made population forecasts for our hometown, as shown in these slides. And through these slides, we can see that the population growth of Vancouver is much slower than Shenzhen. The population of Vancouver grows linearly, while the population of Vancouver grows the population of Shenzhen grows exponentially. But at the same time, they are all predicted by using exponential models because we seem that it is a better fit for the prediction in the future. And the population both boosts rapidly between 2050 and 2100. Yeah. And the model for Vancouver is more likely to be accurate for population forecasting because its growth rate hardly changes and it is steady than Shenzhen's growth rate. Therefore, it's more appropriate for Vancouver to use an average growth rate and treat it as a constant. And this is just making it a lot easier for us to predict a model. And in conclusion, the
And
constraints
in,
both models is that there should be no unprecedented environmental calamities and birth rate ratio should be generally constant. Meanwhile, since growth rate for both Vancouver and Shenzhen are actually not constant, but fit a linear function, the way we suppose it as a constant and adjust it into our model could cause the model to be imprecise. Last but not least, when speaking about the cultural and political contexts, Vancouver has always been a immigrant dependent country, and up to 40% of the population are just immigrants from other countries, mainly from um, uh, uh, Eastern Asia and Western Europe. The controlled balance of the graying population is a tactic used by the government to balance out the graying population, people getting older, and it brings in skilled workers and wealthy investors. However, the immigration gate has been loosened in the past year, um, increasing the immigrant population by 40%, but I do suspect that it will soon flatten out due to the surge most consisting of Ukrainians and immigrants that are coming uh, now, but couldn't due to previous COVID pandemic periods.
And the policy of reform and opening up, which was released in 1978, created a solid foundation for the further development and made Shenzhen an open-minded and inclusive city. And this enables Shenzhen to develop into an international city, which further promotes its economic development and attracts migrants. And that's all for our presentation. Thank you for listening.
And thank you for listening. And the last 2 slides is our prediction of the future population. Thank you so much for listening.